Hello, I'm Rebecca Garland with Elan Performance, and this is a grief movement flow that will just help recognize, acknowledge, and process whatever emotions are there for you and provide a bit of a channel for them to be able to shift and flow so you can return to a space of greater calmness, centeredness, and grounding. So just know that if you choose to do this, all of what I'm about to share is simply an invite. If it feels good in your body to do it, please feel free. If it's a little bit of a stretch, a little bit of pushing your comfort zone, then that is great. But if anything feels uncomfortable physically, like painful or irritating, please do not do it. Please limit the range of motion, or you can move into another type of movement that just it feels more intuitive and better for you. And finally, the other option is to just allow your eyes to remain closed and to imagine actually doing the movement itself. And there's plenty of research and studies to show actually how powerful that can be as well. So know that everything I'm about to offer is an invite, and please don't do anything that feels uncomfortable. So if you'd like to join, let's get ready by either coming to the front of your chair, or you can ease back so you're nice and comfortable. If you'd prefer to do this standing, you can do that as well. So I'm seated, I'm at the edge of my chair. So I invite you to just take a moment to choose your position, get nice and comfortable. And when you're ready, allow your eyes to close down or come to a soft gaze. And I'm just going to cue you from a seated position here. We're going to begin with a seated grounded breath. I invite you to roll the shoulders, maybe wiggle the fingers and wiggle the toes. Just connecting with your body, noticing how it feels today. Allowing the shoulders to drop down, the chin to tuck, lengthening up through the back of your neck. Imagine the crown of your head reaching up towards the sky. Feel your sit bones anchored into the chair. Feel the floor beneath your feet. And on your next breath in, inhale deeply through your nose. Exhale through the mouth, allowing a full release out. That's it. And we're just going to do that a few more times. Taking a nice deep breath in through the nose, breathing into the base of your lungs and the back of your lungs, breathing into your belly. Feel that fullness. And then full exhale through the mouth, elongating that exhale, releasing any tension, dropping the shoulders. And just carry on at your own pace here, tracing your breath in, tracing your breath out. And let's see if you can begin elongating that exhale. Allow any vocalizations, allow any sigh to come out. Allow yourself to have a bit of a voice. And as we move through the next few exercises, just know that sound, breath, and movement have a place, and they're all really helpful for allowing emotion to move. In grief, we can get stuck in the past, or we can feel fear or anxiety about the future. And this grounded breath just invites you to come present into your body. And I invite you to take a moment to feel into where your pain, if there's any grief today, where it lives. And I invite you to place your hand there, wherever it may be, or hands. Just taking a moment to connect with that part of you that's holding the pain. Continue with your breath. Once again, nice deep breath in. And a long exhale out. And sometimes I even like to bring a bit of a pat, almost like soothing a baby, patting its back. I like to bring a pat sometimes. Again, it just helps to anchor into the present, but it's also very soothing for the nervous system. And if you would like, you can follow me with the next couple words on the inhale in. Just repeat back in your own mind or out loud, body. On the exhale out, breath. Body, breath. And one more time, body, breath. Allow the hands to come back to your lap. Allowing the breath to return to its natural pace and rhythm. Breathing with compassion. Noticing how you feel here in this moment. And we'll move into a neck release, beginning to tuck the chin down as far as is comfortable. Inhaling here and exhaling up only as far as is comfortable. Inhale down. Exhale up. Try to keep length through your spine, sitting nice and tall. Inhale down. Exhale up. Coming back to center, let's move ear to shoulder. And you don't need to move into any extreme stretches here, just what is comfortable. Just a light, if anything, just a light stretch. Just notice your range of motion today, and if one side feels a little bit more stiff than the other, or if they feel fairly even, just with your breath, just side to side. We can carry so much tension in our shoulders and in our neck. So this is just an opportunity to check in and begin moving, and let's look side to side. Again, nice and gently. Remaining tall. Anytime you can give those shoulders a bit of a roll, lift the sternum, grow a bit taller. That's it. One more time each. Back to center. And if it would feel okay, let's just do a couple forward rolls, rolling the neck. Just moving at your own pace with what's comfortable to you. Back to center and up. And let's bring the hands to the neck. Just a gentle massage. Palpating around the base of your skull, the back of your neck. Just noticing any areas that might feel a little bit more tender than others. Ooh, I can feel that in my shoulders. So just bringing a gentle massage and some palpation to those areas, and we're moving into a bit of a shoulder release with this. So just continue here at your own pace with whatever sort of feels good for you. You can alternate one hand at a time. And in grief, it can really feel like we're carrying a lot of weight. It can feel like we're carrying a heavy backpack. We can build up a lot of tension here in these muscles. So just notice if that relates or resonates for you. Just notice what would be in your grief backpack or in your pain backpack. You might notice emotions or feelings such as guilt or shame, anger, some sorrow, deep sorrow that you just can't shrug. And the weight of all these emotions can leave us feeling pretty hunched, heavy, and defeated by life and by loss. So here we'll just move into a bit of a moving exercise here. Bringing the hands into tight fists up by the heart. Inhale, shrug the shoulders. Exhale, relax the hands and extend the arms. So inhale, shrug up, tighten the shoulders, tight fists. Breathe in and exhale, release the hands, extend the arms. And we'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, shrug, tight. Exhale, release the hands. And just notice how it feels to let go of that tension. Exhale. One more. Tight, 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 tight. And exhale, release. You can bring the hands to the jaw, beginning to massage the muscles around the jaw. We carry a lot of tension here too. And a lot of times we can be stifling or repressing our emotions, our grief, our pain. A lot of times this can look like holding down our voice, silencing and quieting ourselves. So I invite you to just take a few big yawns and let out a nice exhale. And one more time. Great. And release the hands. With your eyes closed, just notice how that feels in your body now. Your neck, your shoulders, your jaw. It can feel very difficult to speak about our grief and our loss. So just taking a moment here to open and close the jaw. And let's stick the tongue out with a bit of an exhale, an audible exhale. Allowing yourself to have voice and to express any emotions that have been repressed that want to come up and through. If it feels better to cover your mouth, you can do that. Otherwise, no one can see you. You can see me, but I cannot see you. Releasing that tension from your jaw, down through your chest, out your arms, out your hands and fingers. Let's shake it out. Roll the shoulders. And we'll move into something called the Sufi Grind. So I'm going to back up so you can see me just a little bit better. Hands on the top of the knees, around the thighs, and we're just going to come into some nice gentle circles through the torso. And we're hinging at the hips here, or moving from the hips, so the knees and the legs stay in the same position. We're just inhaling, bringing the chest forward, opening. Exhale to close, and you can round if that feels okay in your back. You can round, so you're inhaling to pull those shoulder blades together, opening the chest. Exhale to close the chest, close the shoulders, round and roll. And let's switch directions. If the rounding and rolling does not feel good, you can do this, maintaining a neutral spine. So here, we're just creating space for emotions to be there, for energy to flow. Even in deep loss and in deep grief, love still exists. So let's open the space here. Creating space to allow all the emotions to arise, to be held in a safe container here that you're creating, and to flow through you. Deepening your breath, quieting your mind. Let your spine and your emotions flow. We'll move into a bit of a seated cat-cow. So we're inhaling forward into extension and exhaling to round back into flexion. So we're just inhaling to open and lengthen. Shine the heart forward. Exhale to close and round. And when we are in a place or a space of self-protection, the extension usually is not a default space that we tend to go to. We tend to really close ourselves off. So here we're just getting some movement and some extension through the spine. And then exhale. This is sort of the survival mode and CPR, a little bit on the side position we put people in. Yeah, we kind of bring them into that nice safe position. Or when we're grieving, when we're sad, when we're feeling pain and loss, we tend to curl inwards. That's it. Last one. Opening. Just notice how that feels to allow yourself to open and extend. And then back into a seated position. We'll move now into a breath exercise. This is called the Canon breath, and this training is from Paul Denniston of grief yoga. So here is the Canon breath, and it's just going to help reconnect you to your power when we're in grief and sorrow and loss and helplessness and powerlessness. We feel very disconnected from our power. So we're going to reclaim our power with some really powerful breaths. And it's very helpful to allow yourself to have an audible vocal breath with this, okay? So here, hands over the belly, just lightly And let's just begin tapping. So you can't see me, I'll just rise up a little bit. So we're just tapping the belly. Continuing to breathe. Breathing into your powerhouse, and you can shift down and then come back up and get ready to connect with your roar. So we're going to turn the hands into fists, and then just nice and steady on the belly, breathe into your fists, breathe into your hands, inhale, and we're going to sniff 3 times, 2, 3, and let it out. And as you do so, pull your belly, use your muscles in your powerhouse to pull towards your spine, pulling away from your hands. So we'll do that again, sniffing 3 times, in, 2, 3, and then out with a roar, and again, in, 2, 3, and then exhale, pull your powerhouse in, navel draws in, pelvic floor draws up, and again, inhale, out, and in, 2, 3, out, and just on your own time, your own rhythm and pace, making whatever vocalizations sound good or feel good and best to you right now. Let any rage, let any anger out, let your sorrow, let your grief flow. You're infusing your body with fresh oxygen, fresh air, and you're also really on that forceful exhale, releasing any stale and stagnant energy that remains in the lungs. So let's just do one more if you're up for that. Nice. And then allow the hands to come to your knees. Just notice how you feel. Notice any difference in your energy, in your mind, your body, the energy just beneath your skin, the feeling of your own aliveness flowing through you. And I'll close here for part 1, and I'll follow up with part 2. Well done.